You didn't get into the business to stare at spreadsheets, chase down invoices, or wonder why your phone stopped ringing. You got in to build something, a business, a legacy, a life on your own terms. But nobody told you how hard that actually is. Torsion Talk is for the garage door owner who's out there in the field before sunrise, solving problems nobody trained you for, and building anyway, because that's who you are. This is your industry, your conversation. Let's get into it. I'm Ryan. Welcome to Torsion Talk.
Hey guys, it's Ryan, Torsion Talk Podcast, which you already know, but I'm going to cover 5 things that every garage door company should do right now in their business, and you're not going to want to miss it. Check this out. Number 1, lead intake. Out of all the garage door companies that I talk to, this is probably one of the things that I see the most that's a huge issue. Because I'm a marketing agency and we drive leads, people don't have a really good lead intake process. And so I'm going to tell you that I think this is the number 1 most important thing that you could do as a garage door company is fix the lead intake. Now, what does that mean? Because a lot of people I talk to say, oh yeah, we have a process. But then when I dig and I ask more questions, they really don't. So let me explain a little bit about what lead intake looks like. Lead intake looks like a lead hits an inbox, or you have all your leads going into one place. You're able to track how much time it takes for your team to respond to leads. You're responding to leads in a timely manner. You are booking leads at a really high rate. Your team knows where leads are coming from. All of these things dictate the success of your business. You should not be spending tens of thousands of dollars in marketing until you have this worked out. There is software out there that can help with this, and we have found it and we're building on top of it, and we're having a lot of success with this one inbox and automating a lot of the process for lead intake, as well as getting your team in a position to respond to leads really quickly and efficiently. So number 1, lead intake. If you don't have a process, dig into that. Dive into it. Submit a fake lead. See how long it takes. See how they handle it, whatever. But lead intake, the lead intake process is critical. Number 2, hiring salespeople. Most garage door companies wait for this for so long. I don't know why, but salespeople are critical. Number 1, I also think that like hiring one salesperson can be a little bit dangerous. Having 2 salespeople almost always in every department is critical, in my opinion. If you have a salesperson that loses focus or has a bunch of personal issues, they're not bought in, whatever, then your company goes in the direction of their focus. So if you just have one salesperson, then that can become an issue. If you have 2 salespeople, if one falls off, the other one continues, and you can shift leads to whoever's hot or whatever. So keep in mind that salespeople are critical to your business and the revenue that drives it. So I strongly suggest making sure that you hire salespeople as soon as humanly possible. Number 3, spending enough on marketing. I get this question a lot, like how much should I spend on marketing? My suggestion is always 5 to 8% for companies that are trying to have a little bit of growth, and then 8 to 12% for extreme growth. And 5% would be like on the low end of normal growth. And it also depends on like how much repeat and referral business you get and things like that. But I just want to be clear. I know some of you guys think I'm funny, but repeat and referral business is not marketing. It's not advertising. It's not a form of advertising. So when someone says, hey, what advertising is working for you? And you say repeat and referral, that is not an advertising avenue at all. It's a wish. If you can't track it and do projections on it, it's a wish. You are hoping. And I can't begin to tell you how many people have reached out to me within the last 2 years saying, hey, I used to get a ton of repeat and referral business and I don't anymore. I need to look into marketing. Sorry, I had to take a sip of coffee. So with that being said, I think that 5 to 8% is healthy. It's good. If you're not spending anything on marketing right now, I would start with 5%, or you could even start with 3%. But my goal would be to move to a minimum of 5% of total revenue into marketing. And then if you want more growth after doing that, you can move into 8. The biggest challenge is that you don't want to like put all your eggs into one basket. right? So, for example, I have a lot of people, I've been preaching this for years. You cannot just do SEO and have extreme growth or have like even sometimes consistent growth. Google's algorithms changing all the time, and you have all these factors playing into it. So, we're scientists. SEO people are scientists. We monitor, we watch, we adjust, we change, we test. And so like scientists, we build hypothesis, we test it, we monitor it, we track it, we improve it. But these are all things that, we're both doing things proactively and reactively, but like you can't dictate the success of your business solely off of SEO. SEO has probably never been more important. I know a lot of people are trying to tell you that SEO is dead. It's not dead. It's probably never been more important because AI is using rankings and information in Google because Google's basically a database. AI is using that database to recommend garage door companies. So it's really important that you guys are spending the right amount of money on marketing. You're putting it in the right places. And I'm going to tell you how you know that. Number 4 is tracking, clean reporting. So if you don't have clean reporting, then you can't make clean decisions. And this is where I think a lot of garage door companies fail because it's really hard to get this information. This is why we use a software that we offer as well. It's a CRM, and we can track leads, we can track phone calls, we can do all this stuff. And so when I mean track leads, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the data and KPIs that we want to measure. Number 1, speed to lead. We talked a little bit about this earlier with the lead intake. Speed to lead is really important. This software that we use, after 5 minutes, it has like a red countdown on it or a timer that basically collects how much time past 5 minutes has it taken for us to respond to the lead. We want to respond to every lead 100% of the time within 5 minutes. Now, there's some technology that we can do, which I'm going to talk about next, that can speed that up.
Hey guys, I just wanted to reach out to you and let you know that Surewinder is still selling amazing products. Some of you guys have been dragging your feet for whatever reason. If your shoulder hurts, do not waste time. Pull the trigger. I just bought 4 or 5 of them, and we had 2 guys out. You know how much it cost me to pay for 2 guys being out with bad shoulders? We just pulled the trigger and we said, listen, everybody's going to have one on a truck. It's mandatory. You got to use it. Don't hesitate. Don't wait till your guys go down. It's going to cost you more. Buy a Surewinder.
Hey guys, I found something that changed my business and I want to share it with you. We've created packages that have included some of the best products in our industry to offer our service customers. The heart of that package is Stealth Hardware Kit. Stealth Hardware is the quietest hinges on the market. I challenge you to buy at least one of these, test it for yourself. Put it on your truck and design a quiet performance package for your customers willing to pay for a better, smoother running door. Buy your Stealth Hardware Kit at Service Spring, do a search for quiet hinge, and then buy that. You can buy a double or single door, 7 or 8 foot tall, and promise you, it'll change your service forever.
Somer USA and Somer Group want to thank you for an incredible year and the trust you put in them and their products. As you know, Somer places high value on relationships, education, customer service, innovation, and professionalism. And they are grateful to you for your part in the fostering and dissemination of these values. If there is any way Somer can support you in your journey, whether through their products, the values they hold to, or the knowledge Somer has gained through interaction with door dealers across the world, please reach out to the team at your convenience. They are here to serve you. Again, thank you from the entire Somer team. Check them out at somerusa.com. Tell them Ryan sent you.
Conversion and conversion cost. When we talk about conversion, you usually look at 2 different things. Number 1 is how many leads convert into booked appointments and how many leads convert into completed jobs. So we want to talk about conversion. The main thing is how many leads convert into jobs. Now, this is going to be speed to lead, quality of your phone call or response, how good are your people that are answering the calls or responding to the leads, and you can have software track this. This isn't overly complicated, but if you have multiple systems, you're going to have to do a lot of times, custom reporting to be able to capture all that. Cost per lead. This is really important because you want to be able to identify what your average cost per lead is across all avenues and what your best cost per lead and worst cost per lead, and make sure that the worst is worth it and that you're spending enough in the area where cost per lead is down. So if you have a really good cost per lead in one particular area, you can invest more money in that area. Historically, what I'll tell you is SEO and Google Business Profile have the best book rates, the best stay rates, like they actually don't cancel very often, and then also the highest tickets for new doors and service. This is what we see across hundreds of different garage door websites, and I think that is historically the case across all websites for the most part. So cost per lead, once you identify that, you can start measuring and then making decisions off of that. Cost per job, you're basically going to do the same thing. You're going to take your total marketing dollars divided by how many jobs you got, and you're going to come up with a total dollar value that it costs for you to get a job. Now, this will fluctuate from month to month on occasion. However, the good thing is that once you identify your good sources, or you can identify cost per job by source, so let's say Google Business Profile or organic or Yelp or AdWords or LSA or whatever, right? Once you identify those things, you can start to measure what each lead and each job costs you to get. So once you identify that, then you can determine where you want to put your money and how effective you can be. So I think tracking leads, having clean data, and doing all that will help you with number one, which is the lead intake. Number 5, embrace automation. I am a huge fan of automation, not because I'm trying to replace people, but I genuinely believe that you can scale up without having to hire a bunch of really expensive people. And so, as a garage door business owner, I see financials a lot across the industry. And I'll just be honest with you, I don't think garage door companies make enough money, not on the bottom line. And so the problem is that like you get to a certain point of growth, and then once you get over that hump, you have to invest ahead in hiring people. You need a new warehouse because you run out of space, this and that. These are investments that you're making out of your profit. Now, if you don't have to make those investments, but you can make your team 30 to 40% more efficient, then you can grow further with less investment, meaning that your bottom line will grow with your revenue faster. So this is the purpose of automation. I'm going to give you one great example of automation that I think is fantastic. This is not a new technology I've mentioned on here before, but like in 2001, I think I implemented this at a car dealership that I was running the internet department in BDC for. And it was basically a conversion tool. So when someone fills out a form or contacts the dealership through like any type of email or whatever, it scrapes it for a phone number. It generates a phone call to the dealership. We would pick up the call. It would basically say, you have a lead from your website, press 1 to connect. You press 1 and it connects you to that customer within seconds. The response that we got from people that were receiving those calls from those leads were like, oh, wow, I just pressed the button. My hand's still on the mouse. I can't believe you guys responded so quickly. And it was a wow experience. This is what we should all be striving for. This is simple technology. And this is something that I think like it does take a little bit of coordination, because there's only one downfall with that. If you have people monitoring your inbox and then those calls come in and your team doesn't know to hold off on responding to those leads just yet, you can have duplicate calls to the same person. That was one issue that we had, but we put a system in place that fixed that. And so that speed to lead is so important, and embracing the automation to help you accomplish that, even if it's a simple like automated response that just says, hey, thanks for submitting an inquiry on our website. Maybe even start a conversation where it's like you can respond to this email, or we'll reach out to you as quickly as possible, usually within 5 minutes during business hours. And if it's after business hours, we'll reach out to you as quickly as possible. So these are things that you can do to just make that experience for the consumer, the website visitor, even better. And so the 5 things that I'm telling you, I think every garage door company should do right now is improve your lead intake process. at least dive into it, check it, see how long it's taken, making sure that your leads are all going into one place. It's easy for your team to access. Number 2, hiring salespeople. Hire good salespeople that are proven. I wouldn't go out and hire a bunch of green salespeople that don't have a lot of experience. Pay the money for good salespeople. I promise you it'll pay off. Number 3, spend enough on marketing. A lot of garage door companies either spend way too much or way too little on marketing. And a lot of times if they're spending too much, they don't have a good lead intake process and they're wasting a lot of money. So first, before you get into spending and investing a lot of money into marketing, you want to make sure the lead intake process is good. And number 4, you want to track everything. You want to track your leads from lead sources. You want to track your cost per lead, your conversion rates, your cost per job, what leads are converting to jobs better. And these are things that help make you make decisions on where to spend your money and where you should be. And then 5, embracing automation. Embracing automation in operations and in sales and marketing. These are all things that we can help you with if you have interest. Not a pitch. These are genuinely 5 things that I see that a lot of garage door companies need help with. And if you ever have any questions on this stuff, you can comment on any of the podcasts. I will reply, or you can message me on Facebook. But I want to say thank you to our listeners and our sponsors. I appreciate you guys. You guys are a blessing. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. I hope this podcast was helpful. Hit me up if you have any questions.